currently might be happening with them. It's not as such data to very back up and then say that they have been misleaded. But then to certain concept we can find that this might be happening because as an adult even we try and then sometimes we are completely guided by the meditation itself rather than taking really as a inner transformation. So probably through your experience you would like to know what would be that crucial sort of point and spark in especially young minds that can really help them with that inner transformation with meditation.
Well, yes, I think that pointing out the extent to which we are the prey of our habits and how often we find it very difficult to act in harmony with our goals and intentions and ideals. So I think all of us can think of examples of things you think. Can you think of something really good, that you've thought for a long time, I'd really like to develop this in myself, I'd like to be like this, and yet now we realise we still haven't really got round to it, it's just too difficult. Or otherwise we have these bad habits, and you think, I know it's a bad habit, I don't want to do this, but I just can't stop. So this is a fundamental problem. How can we apply ourselves to positive things which we have a lot of resistance to, and how can we refrain from negative, destructive habits that we find we just cannot do without. And my suggestion is that it's only the well-trained mind which has the strength to do that. So if we're saying, like, if you want to lift something up, it's heavy, so I can't lift it. What can I do? I can't lift it. Well, you have to do some exercise. You get a strong arm, now you can lift it. So if your mind is very weak, you'll never achieve anything. And this is why this meditation is important. Now I gave just now at school, I gave some advice. Real difficulty for meditation. One is, I think in Bhutan particularly, a lack of clarity and clear definition. What are we talking about when we say meditation? It's almost like asking people in England or someone, okay, you believe in God, what is God? And everyone gives you a different answer. They don't really know. They have, and it's like in Bhutan, what is meditation? You're meditating. I asked these children the other day, well, what do you do? Oh, we sit like this, like no, what do you actually do when you're meditating? Nobody could answer, So I think to prevent compulsory meditation in schools being just like an empty form or a ritual, you need to have some real clear definition. What exactly are we doing? This should be every bit as clear as when you're teaching history or physics or something. What is the reasoning behind it? What are the kinds of results that you should be expecting to see? Now, one suggestion I had as for a particular technique which offers feedback and which is empowering for students is counting the breath. Now in this method you sustain attention on this one spot, and then as you breathe in you count 1, and you breathe out you count 1, in 2, out 2, in 3, out 3, in 4, out 4, in 5, out 5. But then when you get to 5, you start again. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6. And then you start again, and you count 1, 1, 2, 2 to 7. And then 1 to 8, and then 1 to 9, and then 1 to 10. So you give this is your task. Your task is to be able to sustain your attention for this one cycle. It means to count 1 to 5, 1 to 6, 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 9, 1 to 10, without forgetting, without distraction at all. And you make that a goal. And this is useful, one, because it gives you something specific to do, for a child. Don't just, don't think about anything, just, you want something, what should I do? Yeah. So this is your goal. To begin with, you can't do it, okay? But if you stay with it, you can see progress which is measurable. You can see, when I began, even when I got to 5, I already daydreaming. But then you say, after some time I could get to 6 and 7 and 8. So you see, there is some progress being made. And I can do this. I myself am capable of getting better at this the more I do. And then when you can make one whole cycle, you have this sense of achievement. And then can you do 2 cycles? But if in that counting you get distracted, you can't just carry on. You have to start again at 1 to 5. You have to do the whole thing without a break. So I think this is very useful for beginning students of meditation, because it gives you some measurable outcome, some feedback, internal feedback without a teacher, some sense of progress and achievement, and I think this is useful. The other main kind of meditation, particularly for children, is we call loving-kindness meditation. And loving-kindness meditation can be done in many different ways. One is that, and this can be guided meditation, with the teachers teaching. First of all, think of your teachers and somebody that you look up to and respect. And then you think, you try and imagine the face of that person smiling, happy. See, may they be happy, may they be well. May he be happy, may he be well. And then from a teacher, then can be parents. May my father be happy, may he be free from all physical pain and illness, may be free from all mental pain and illness, may be happy and well. May my mum be happy and well, free from all physical pain, free from all mental pain, happy and well. And then you can expand from that to all my fellow students in my class, all the students in the school, all the people in Thimphu, all the animals in Thimphu, all the people in Bhutan. And so developing this ability to develop a train of thought, a positive stream of thought, and it's makes children very happy, and of course it's creates harmony in the school and in the community as well. So you can alternate, or just to see the mood of the children. Sometimes some breath counting, and sometimes some loving kindness meditation. These are the 2 techniques that I would suggest are useful in the school system.
When you're looking at the breath, what should we be doing with the eyes? Should it be open or should it be closed?
The opening or closing the eyes, I think, I'm sure, as you know very well, in the Tibetan school of meditation or the Vajrayana school, we're taught to just keep the eyes open just a little bit, and that is fine. The advantage of closing the eyes is that you're completely cutting off the external input, and it's somewhat easier to concentrate the mind. The other side is it's much more easy to become sleepy if your eyes are closed. So my view is that if you are wide awake, and there's no question of you becoming sleepy, then you can try with your eyes closed. But if you feel a little bit dull, or you tend to feel sleepy if you close your eyes, then keep your eyes open. It's really a matter of individual preference and what works. Always, in the end, in that so many different techniques and teachers and views, in the end you know for yourself what works. If you close your eyes and you get sleepy, then don't close your eyes. Keep your eyes open a little bit. But if you find with your eyes open still many distracting thoughts, then maybe try just for a short period to close your eyes and see if that helps. I wanted to tell you another story. Would you like to hear a story? Because it's an archery story. And I know everyone in Bhutan's very good at archery. It's a story about a great archery teacher, one of the great masters of archery. And then he got this very gifted young student. And you could tell right away he's going to be a great archer. And this young man was very hard-working in his practice, and he became extremely a good archer. But he got very proud, and he started showing off, and even saying to his friends, really, I'm better than the teacher. He's getting old now, and I'm the new man in the field. And this matter got back to the teacher, and the teacher said, "Well, it's very possible." He's very humble. He said, "Maybe you are better than me. We better have a contest and see. We'll have an archery contest." And the young man said, "Yes, I'm ready, whenever." And so the teacher said, "One thing, can I choose where we have the contest?" "Yeah, anywhere you like, in Thimphu, in Punakha, anywhere you like." And so the teacher said, "Okay." And he said, "Up there." And so he climbed the mountain all the way, and they came to this very deep crevasse. And over the crevasse there's just this little trunk, this wooden, very narrow plank of wood. And so the teacher walked onto the middle of the plank of the wood, and he hit his arrow, and then straight into the middle of a very small tree. And he said to the student, "Now your turn." And he saw such a long way down and such a very narrow piece of wood, and he was shaking like this, and shaking from fear of death so much that he couldn't shoot the arrow straight. And he's very angry. He said, "Teacher, you cheated. If we were down there, I would win." But the teacher said, "No. A true archer must be independent of conditions. It's easy to shoot straight when all the conditions are helping you. But where we can see the true master is when all the conditions are difficult." And this is the question is, we can all be very wise about other people's problems, or we can be very peaceful and calm when we have nobody's putting pressure on us, or we have no time constraint, or we have no enemies. But how can we sustain this quality of attention when everything around us is difficult? That's how we become like the master. And this is something we have to train. It doesn't come naturally. So although that young archer, technically speaking, he was the equal of his teacher, but emotionally he was far as inferior. So the technical and the emotional development need to be in harmony.
for revitalizing us from the spiritual knowledges. My curiosity is that meditation is a breeze, I think, to maybe obtain the peace in the life. And once a person, after a lot of practice of meditation, if a person reaches to the state of mind that's called, by a very special word that's called enlightenment. When a person reaches to the enlightenment state of mind, he becomes very much contented and peaceful. And because of that happiness, maybe if the person stops meditating, then will the person be transforming back into his original state, or he will remain contented throughout the life? And the next question is that once a person reaches to the enlightenment state, will that happen once in a lifetime, or will it happen again and again? I'm very much curious to know.
Yes, thank you. Well, we have a slightly different way of talking about this in the Theravada school in Thailand. So I'll speak from my own training and understanding for you. So, generally speaking, the development of meditation and there are two aspects in balance: the calming, stabilizing meditation, which is called shamatha or samatha, and the vipassana or vipassana, which is insight and wisdom. So these things have to be developed in harmony. But we can compare that training to purifying or heating water which has some bug. So to kill the bug, you need to get to 100 degrees and to boil the water. Even if the water is 90 degrees or 95 degrees, it's very hot, and subjectively it's almost boiling. But unless you get to the boiling point, the bug will still be alive, and whenever the water cools down, you're in the same situation. So for the meditator who's not yet reached enlightenment level, then the benefits of meditation can decline because they're not fixed yet. But the enlightenment is at the stage in which these developments and transformation become fixed. So like, say if you're making cement, and you have sand, and you have gravel and water and cement powder. You mix the cement and the sand, and it's really quite mixed. But you could, if you had the right technique, at some point separate them. But the moment you add water, you cannot change the state anymore. So the enlightenment is like when the water's added. It's the state in which these things become fixed and unchangeable. But in my tradition, we talk about 4 levels of enlightenment, and that at each level, more of the negative qualities, the more subtle negative qualities, are abandoned. So the first level we call stream entry, and this is the crucial point, because after that, this is like we call shutting the door to the lower realms. If you reach that level of enlightenment, you are sure you can never again be born in the hell realm, or as an animal, or as a hungry ghost. That forever in the past. This is a fixed thing. And then there is further development of the same path to the 2nd level and 3rd level, and highest level is 4th level. But that's not to say that everyone goes through that same 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody might just go right up to the 2nd level or the 3rd level in one jump. Is that clear? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Somebody at the back here. Somebody at the back.
Very nice to be here today and get such valuable lessons from your Venerable One. And my doubt is, last year I have attended one Buddhist teacher's talk about meditation, and in his beliefs, and he, from his point of view, what he had shared with us was that even during a teacher's teaching, students, when they are listening, is supposed to be considered a meditation, and another is the Buddhist meditation, breathing meditation. So I don't know whether it's really that even if you consider that the teacher is the person teaches and students listen, it can be considered as meditation. Then I wonder, even if you just stay and then listen to some music with full concentration, can be considered as meditation. And I believe that during this breathing practice, the students are not able to focus, and half of the students may be doing that, but the rest, the children are vulnerable to distractions. So actually it's not very effective from a teacher's side to give effective meditation. So what I've done is that 2 minutes meditation that last year we were taught for the first time to do in the classroom. And what I found was that students who are concentrated, they did well, but we have students of all kinds who come from traumatic backgrounds, and some people who indulge in substance abuse. So in that case, will meditation really work? So that's our question.
Yes, I'm not sure I picked up all of that. I'll respond. I mentioned at the beginning of the talk that the word meditation itself is not a very precise term, and that the Buddha used the word bhavana, or cultivation. So in what we call meditation, sitting with the eyes closed or whatever, this is a mental cultivation, and the goal is the reduction of negative mental states and the cultivation and development of positive mental states. And so techniques are secondary to that, and it's whatever works. If you can use some other if breathing meditation is not successful for some reason or other, and amongst the many different meditation techniques, you have some other one which children are enthusiastic about or are interested in, then that's fine. I would suggest the loving kindness meditation in which the teacher is leading. That is a good one, because you immediately feel good when you do that. So it's a kind of a hook to it. But in the end, the work of developing attention span, developing mindfulness, it is work. It's like learning a musical instrument or any kind of skill. Any student has to go through an initial period where it's not that interesting, and just be able to bear with that, and need some kind of encouragement for that. Meditation is not a cure-all for all problems, all difficulties. It's not a magic wand, and it's not recommended for people who have serious mental problems or have serious issues in that way. I would think that having said that, for people with substance abuse, that kind of some forgiveness meditation, some loving kindness for themselves, this is important. I gave a meditation just now, starting off a meditation, wishing well to others. The traditional system is to begin with yourself. So for people who have substance abuse problems and so on, they tend to have very negative view of themselves. So having this meditation where they're just developing relaxation and kindness for themselves and loving, giving some forgiveness, this is also useful. But for people who have some serious mental problems, then the kind of cultivation which is much more useful is helping others, practical, selfless work, developing kindness in social situations. So it's considered like one spectrum, we're not just sort of taking, it's one particular kind and probably the most powerful kind of cultivation. But in a particular situation where an individual is not ready for that, or it's not quite right, then some other kind of cultivation which is aimed very clearly and precisely on abandonment of unwholesome tendencies and development of wholesome tendencies in the mind can provide alternative.
With all my in the presence of Your Excellency and in the presence of my friends, I would like to share what I have a doubt in my mind about meditation. And I do sometimes, like I try to meditate sometimes, it is successful, but sometimes every day it's not the same day. For example, we may have a problem at home or anywhere when we teach also, and then instead of meditation, I think of how to find a peaceful way to solve the problem, to solve that problem in a peaceful way. So I would like to know whether thinking and finding ways to solve that problem in a peaceful way is also a part of meditation, because we solve the problem in a peaceful way, and I feel that also brings peace to the mind. So whether it is also a part of meditation.
Yeah, I would say we're really, we're in a problem of definition of terms. What do we mean by meditation? And if we return to that, my proposal to the original Buddha's vocabulary is like cultivation. So they say yes, definitely. If there's the solving of some conflict and develops of harmony and understanding, then that is social cultivation. In the particular meditation techniques that we're applying, we call these like formal meditation as opposed to informal meditation. One thing that need to particularly stress is the skill, life skill that we're developing, which is fundamental to all these other kinds of cultivation, is present moment awareness. Again, this is a kind of often spoken about, and be here now. Be here with what you're doing. Don't let your mind wander off somewhere else and be distracted and confused. But how can you do that? You can't just do it with an act of will and decide today I'm going to be in the present moment. But it's the application of the meditation techniques which require you to be awake and aware